Hello there, chaps. It's time for another unboxing of some vintage science fiction and fantasy. I hope you'll join me for the duration. We have my satanic candle all ready to go. There's no demonic halo over it today for some reason. And today we're drinking Fest beer, brewed with the finest ingredients. This is a budget option from Lidl. See what it's like. Not too bad, not too bad. Tastes wheaty. 5.5% ABV. And quite a charming illustration on the can. Isn't that lovely? Okay, let's get on with it. So, right, the first package I've got here contains no less than 10 books. And it was from a private seller on eBay. So I haven't been dealing with any of the big booksellers this time. So I'm hoping for something quite interesting. I've already forgotten what I ordered within this collection. So it will be as much a surprise to me as to you. I can already see some bubble wrap. That's always a good sign. Look at that. Oh, this is the rear. Coming in from the rear, so to speak. My knives are terrible. There we go. Right, this is the reverse side of the books. You see what I'm doing? Okay. Out you come, you little bugger. Okay, let's get rid of this skin. Oh, it's in two separate packages. You can already see an Olaf Stapleton on there. Oh no, it isn't. It's a Brian Stableford. Oh, excuse me. Right, let's do it one at a time. Let's quickly get this out. Right, they already look in pretty good condition, I would say. So this is the first one. So Brian Stableford, Rhapsody in Black. Never heard of it. Never heard of him. Quite a splendid cover there. We've got the sun just peeping over this, well, perhaps it's the sun, peeping over this planet. And a very odd looking spaceship there. Someone trying to emulate the work of our dear Foss there, but not quite achieving his mastery. Adventures of Star Pilot Granger 2. This could be the second book in a series. The spine is immaculate. I would say this hasn't been read. Wonderful. Right, I don't know if this is the second one or not actually, so I'm going to read the blurb if you don't really mind. So, everything which can exist, can exist will. Already butchered it. Hooded Swan was the best starship in the galaxy, and Granger the best pilot. The trip to Rhapsody brought nothing but trouble. The poverty-stricken fanatics who lived in its subterranean labyrinths had found a source of riches. In the race for the planet's secret wealth, Granger found it could destroy civilization. Granger didn't picture himself and his alien mind parasite alone in the planet's black depths, pursued by outcasts and rebels, but that was before he became Rhapsody's public enemy #1. Okay, so he's got a little bloody mind parasite going on inside his noggin. Very interesting. Okay, yeah, all looks nice. Very nice condition. This does appear to be almost new in terms of its, well, kind of new. I mean, it's obviously an old book. So this is 1976 print. So well over 40 years old. Lovely. Voice, yeah, I don't know. Anything inside we need to know about? I don't think so. All looks tickety-boo. Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Okay, there we are. This is the first one. So whilst you have a look at the scan of the cover, I'm going to sniff the devil. Let's get in here. Milk and wood. It's got milk and wood scent, this one, so we're familiar within this territory. But anyway, okay, look at this devil. It's a Poul Anderson Another Poul Anderson. I've got loads of his now. Haven't ever read one of them. The only problem with black covers is they tend to get a bit scuffed up. So we've got a bit of scuffage going on there, but I don't mind that. This one's called Shield. And we have kind of like almost a Fauvist painting in the background there. Impressionistic, perhaps referencing some kind of planet, who knows. Okay, Kossinen had a device which made him totally immune to any weapon known to man. But how would he use his fantastic powers? Power. Interesting. Conundrum. We have a spine that's been red. It's a bit crinkly, but that's nice. Okay. Covers by Robin Fry. Don't know him. Okay, let's read it if you don't mind. Koskinen had returned to Earth with a strange new shield, a device which enclosed the wearer in a force screen which absorbed all energies below a certain level. Light could come through the shield, but no weapon known to man could penetrate it. Kossinen had developed the shield in collaboration with the Martians. From the moment of his return to Earth, he was in deadly danger. His own country sent men to kill him to prevent the shield from falling into enemy hands. Soon the whole civilized world was searching for this one man, a man armed with the greatest potential military weapon mankind had ever seen. The only question was, which power would possess the shield as its very own? Yes, this sounds quite rudimentary in some ways, but I like it when they keep it to a simple concept and just run with it. So this blighter has a shield on him, an impenetrable shield. Hello there, Vicar. This is quite old. Okay, so this edition is 1969. So this is 53 years old, I would say. Yeah, 53 years old. Good Lord. Okay, what's going on inside? Nothing untoward. I've been trying to improve my camera setup. I don't think it's any better, but there we are. Okay. You know what's coming next? I'll scan it, even though it's not going to look brilliant under the scanner, and I'll give it a sniff. Oh. Yeah, this is... Damp wood. Yeah. We've got another wood fellow there. Not bad, not bad. Okay, next. Now, this book. This, one of the E. Doc Smith's classic Lensman series. So this is by Gray Lensman. I've actually read one of these. My old friend, James Griffin, he used to read these and he lent me one of them. Kind of a space opera, space adventure kind of scenario. This is a Panther science fiction publication. Got a very odd cover there. I'm not particularly fond of this image personally. To my spaceship sensibilities, this looks... well, it looks slightly phallic. I mean, they often do. But it looks moribund, let's just put it that way. It's cavorting over some kind of landscape with these kind of holes in it. It could be holes or could be water, perhaps water in these holes. Okay, spine. It's pretty damn well read. Lots of crinklage going on. So I may not read this one just because it is part of a series. I don't tend to read the blurbs of those. Yeah, this is the fourth novel in the series, so I won't do that. But this is 35p, so this is a 70s edition, I think. So again, we've got no like written daubings in the front, which I like to see usually. Original copyright of 1951. And this is a 1972 publication. Okay, so this is well over 50 years old. 50? I don't know. Okay, let's have a look. Again, it's in very nice condition. Got some foldage down in the corners. You may not be able to see that, but it's nothing too bad. No back matter. No mail order stuff, unfortunately. I like seeing that. Anyway, you can have a look at the cover in more detail. Tell me what that cover's all about if you can. Oh yeah. Oh, we haven't had this for a little while. Digestive biscuit. So it's almost wood, but it's sweet and potentially edible. Right, what have we got next? Okay. This little devil, Slan, by A. Van Vogt. So I reviewed a book recently by Van Vogt. Was it the Winged Man? And one of the comments on that video, a particular fan of those books, Mr. Miles, I think it was. Is it Miles? I'm sorry if I've got your name wrong. I'm trying to do it off the top of my head. My head's not that good. And he recommended this one because I wasn't that keen on the Winged Man. Got very serious looking chap on the front there. Doesn't look dissimilar to my younger brother. I'm probably doing a disservice to him there, but there we are. And he appears to have various cogs cavorting around his head, using a kind of what do you call it? I don't know. Photo collage technique maybe. Anyway, it's all photographic. Panther again. Nice green doodad there. Cover is nicely bent and red, so this brute has been through someone's fingers. Whoa, we got an early one here. Look at this. I don't even know what that means. I think it's 5 pence in the old way. If it's surely not. We shall see in a minute. It's 5 with a backslash and a dash next to it. Okay, I'm going to read this one. Slans. A super race capable of mind reading and equipped with bodies many times more resistant to fatigue than ordinary mortals, but they live in constant fear of discovery, for the rewards are great if anyone should capture a Slan, dead or alive. Jommy Cross was their only hope. He alone had the secret of his father's invention. He alone was capable of proving that the Slan's knowledge could benefit mankind. Now, I can't really work out what that's about from that, but there we are. Okay, so the binding is slightly dodgy in this at the beginning here, but you often get that, don't you? It seems okay from that point on. Yes, okay. So it's 1968, so it is pretty old. Yeah, so well over 50 years old, isn't it? My maths is awful, but yeah, 53. Yeah, 50 doesn't matter. Okay, let's have a look here. Oh, hello. Got some stainage here. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. Look at this. Look at this. Disgusting. Oh my goodness. Something's been dripped. I'm going to sniff that bit in a minute. We may encounter an exotic fragrance. Oh my goodness, there's bits all over this damn book. Oh, look at this one. What on earth creates this kind of stainage? Well, we shall endeavour to find out using the olfactory senses of my great big hooter. But okay, other than that, nice. A selection of recent books to be found on the following pages. Okay, lovely. Okay, have a look at this cover, and I'm going to sniff these dubious stains. Pray for me. Ooh, crikey. Ooh, the bells. The bells have begun. And funnily enough, the fragrance is related to bells. Not the type of bell you might be considering if you're a filthy fellow. Right, so this smells like, because I used to be a bell ringer with a couple of my brothers and my father. The belfry up where we used to ring the bells used to smell like this book. So this is a new one, Belfry. So basically slightly musty, slightly sweaty, and various secretions of old men. It's quite a pleasant smell, actually. It's probably varnish as well, maybe. Yeah, anyway, getting off the point here. Hello. So we've got a double here. So on one of my other book hauls, we got this book, Restoree by McCathrey. I'm like, oh, there it is. Look at that, straight there. I've put a lot of my new books there. So here's the other one. It has this fairly nondescript illustration on this one. It's actually quite an impressive illustration if you see it close up, but it doesn't really work as a book jacket, I don't think. I prefer this one, I must say. It's very stylized. It's certainly of its time, but I really like these old-fashioned illustrations. And we've got this nice motif centered around this lady's eyeball. Okay, light years from Earth, trapped in an alien terror. So I read this one last time, the blurb, so I won't do it again. Yeah, it seems to be the same. Okay, so yeah, so that price before that I saw in the last book refers to shillings. This is when we had the shillings in the old currency. So 5 shillings, equivalent to 25 new pence. So this is another 60s. This is a 60s design. Very nice condition. Corgi. I mean, it looks almost new, other than the fact that it's obviously been read quite thoroughly, you would imagine. Okay, let's delve in. Restoree. Okay, so right, so original copyright of 1967, but this edition is 1970, so just still very old. I mean, this is quite an old cache of books, isn't it? Dedicated to my favourite relative, G.N. McElroy. Who was your favourite relative? Comments down below, if you please. What have we got inside? Anything interesting? Any stains that we need to peruse and inhale? No, it seems pretty sound. Okay. Right. Have a nice look at this cover. Tell me what you think. Do you prefer the old one, the other one, or this one? I prefer this one, personally. It's a bit of a dodgy green. Oh, bloody hell. Wood. Yep. Old-fashioned wood. So wood from the early 1970s. Anyway, let's dip into the next little collection. Hello. This cover looks nice. Okay. So we'll start with this one. Okay, Lloyd Biggle Jr. That's a name, isn't it? The Fury Out of Time. I've heard of this, but I don't remember where. Again, we've got another, it's 5 shillings, I think, this one. You'll see clearer when we do the book scan later, but I really like the colours, the pinks and the blues and the greens. Very nice. They go together nicely. It appears, I don't think it's an illustration. It looks like a photograph, perhaps. Not sure. Again, by Sphere, this one. We've had this before. There we are. Fury Out of Time. They've just gone Biggle there. Just Biggle. Everyone knows Biggle. Yeah, so the spine's been quite beveled there. So this would be about 25 pence then, judging by the other book. Let's read this one. So, the object had arrived without warning, tearing a spiral path of devastation across the rural landscape. After the explosion, searchers sifted through the immense pile of rubble and death to discover a fantastically instrumented capsule and a strangely human pilot, stone dead. Where did it come from? The capsule itself was the only clue, and it needed a live pilot to take it to its point of origin. This reminds me of, what's that book called? Gateway. The Gateway, where there's lots of empty spaceships in this alien space station. They don't know where they go until they get in them and see where they go. Interesting. Okay, cover photograph by David Davies. So this is a photograph on the cover. You'll see that later. Again, very nice, pristine innards. No daubings of any nature. Let's see when this devil was... Oh, hello there. 1968, this one. So these are all from the late 60s, early 70s, and all in very nice condition. Got a slight mark there. I don't know if you can see it, but that's absolutely nothing to worry about. Looks like someone's nails dug into it, possibly in a frenzy whilst they were reading the book. Who can know? Okay, lovely. No back matter again. Okay. Cast your eyes over the cover. God knows what they photographed to get that. Yeah, this is different again. Oh. Yeah, we've had this before. School disinfectant. And wood, of course. Lovely. Oh, I've just had a sneaky glance down at the next book and it's a beauty. Look at this. Look at this cover. Wow. Okay, Eric Frank Russell, Men, Martians and Machines. They travelled the illimitable, never heard of that word before, oceans of outer space. So we've got these, I guess the Martians there. We've got the strange man there with a spiky ball on his chest. And God knows what that is. Must be a machine of some kind. Very nice illustration though. And I like this hue. Well, this green here. Price, 3 and 6. Now, 3 and 6? 3 shillings and 6 maybe? 6pence? Who knows? It's before my time, unfortunately. But there we are. Okay, spine is well read. Okay. There's a lot to read here. Okay, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to start here though. Let's get rid of this bit. Men, Martians and Machines describes the incredible voyages made by the Marathon and the strange adventures of its crew on planets many light years away from Earth. One place they alight on, for instance, is entirely inhabited by machines, survivors perhaps from a civilization in which the first machine makers had perished. On another planet, the crew find a superior species who, although basically human, is attached to and dependent upon plant life, which itself possesses a kind of intelligence. That's odd. This is a book which we would recommend not only to readers of science fiction, but to all those who like to be gripped by a fine imagination which brings the remote into large and sometimes frightening focus. Okay, there's an endorsement. Okay, hello there! Right. Slim pickings, but we have this very strange pencil inscription here, which I probably refers to a price in the old currency, one would assume. Oh, this is a... Oh, look at this. Originally copyright from 1955, the year of my father's birth. But the copyright for this book, this edition, is 1963. This is the earliest. Oh, we had the other one was 63 as well, wasn't it? Was it? No, it wasn't. No. So this is well over 50 years old. Goodness. Quite large print for an older publication. Normally it's microscopic. Again, we've got little indentations here where the book's been gripped in a veritable frenzy. But otherwise, quite splendid. We've got a little bit of back matter here. The end. Famous authors in Panther books. Okay. Don't really recognise many of those. Marcus de Sade, though. I know that one. Naughty fellow. Okay. Let's get into it. Have a look at the cover. Tell me what you think. What's this? No. No. Okay. Cool. It's just really old germs. Fossilized wood. Yeah, it's definitely wood. Look at this one. Goodness. Look at this cover. Wow. Okay, Clifford D. Simak. Simak? The Knight of Puudly. Puudly? Good God. We've got quite a surreal cover here. Got a floating eyeball. We have two kind of well-dressed gentlemen. One without a face, or at least a very glowing pink face. Perhaps that's one of his eyeballs floating up in the sky. A bit like a Magritte, perhaps. Yeah? Maybe? Or is it Matisse? I always get them mixed up. The Knight of the Puudly. Yeah, the spine's a bit creased, but it's okay. Quite a splendid green on the back there. This camera doesn't do it justice, but it's like freshly mown grass. The colour, that is. Okay, so let's read this. The Puudly was a dangerous thing, not only because it was strong and quick, but because it was intelligent. It reasoned and it planned and schemed. It could talk, though not as a human talks. Probably better than a human ever could, for it not only could talk words, but it could talk emotions. It lured its victims to it by the thoughts it put into their minds. It held them entranced with dreams and illusions until it slit their throats. Good God! It would not hunt for hunger, nor for the sheer madness of the kill, but because of the compelling conviction that no Puudly would be safe until Earth was wiped clean of life. Another brilliant world of fantasy created by the author of City and Aliens for Neighbours. Never heard of it. I'm sorry. Yeah, 3 and 6 again. So this is an old book, of course. Rather old. We're looking into the 60s here. Yes, 68 again. The copyright goes back to 1951. So this perhaps is a collection, part of a collection maybe of an older gentleman that may have passed on and family are selling it on perhaps. I don't know. I don't know anything about this particular haul. Okay, I guess these are chapters, or they could be short stories perhaps. I don't know. No. Anyway, let's have a look inside. Right, look at this. It's been bent quite strongly over there, trying to damage the spine. The paper's quite nice. It's quite thick, and it hasn't really aged too badly. It hasn't gone that normal parchment colour. Not bad. Yeah, there's no back matter at all. Hello, what's that? Little line of some kind. Grasping at straws here, grasping at straws. Try and find something out of the ordinary. But no, it's tickety-boo. Okay, have a look at the cover, and I'm going to sniff this devil. Oh, this is a meaty one. Obviously, we've got we've got wood. Wood and a tiny bit of soot. Again, I could be smelling my own breath here. Okay, 2 more from this little haul. And then I've got 2 bonus books for you at the end, if you'd like that. Okay, here we go. Window on the Future, edited by Douglas Hill. I think I read about this in the description. I think this is a collection of short stories. So we've got a fetus here growing in an artificial womb, perhaps. Yeah, we've got various cables and tubes going on. Corner's slightly bent here, but don't worry about that. pan science fiction. Spine is concave. See that? Yep. It's been read. Okay. Nightmarish 1. Terrifying 2. Frightfully plausible 3. Okay. So it's okay. So it's got a J.G. Ballard story in there, and Brian Aldiss. I know those two, and John Brunner. I haven't heard of the others. 7 science fiction writers take a cold look at what's likely to happen on Earth if we're not sensible. Okay. The stories are all good. They have been chosen each to illuminate a particular facet of the probable future. What's on Earth's going on? Okay, so these are all different little tidbits of what the collection's about. So we've got some more terse ones here, and then there's large ones here. 1 or 2 of the stories are much more thrilling than most thrillers and a good deal more plausible in their menace. Regarded either as crystal gazing or as criticism, they are guaranteed to put a 60 below chill into the most optimistic spine. That doesn't sound too good, does it? Okay, 5 shillings, 25 pence. Let's get inside. Hello there. Look at this. 18 pence. So this would have been up for sale in perhaps a charity shop or something of the time. Perhaps maybe in the 70s or 80s. 18 pence with a very long edge to the P, which is quite delectable. Okay. All looks fine. Quite aged, this paper. It's got a yellow tinge to it. Okay, originally copyrighted 1966, but this is a 1970s publication, a reprint. Okay. Yeah, we've got this it's kind of, the cheaper pulp paper, so we can see fibrous material in the pages. That's always a nice thing. Let's do a little flick through. Got a little bit of stuff at the back. Well, it's all cock-a-hoop, isn't it? It's all fine. It's all fine. Okay, check out the fetus there, and I will sniff away and report back. Wood. Oh, goodness. Not a massive variance in scents today. Anyway, this is the last one from that collection. Here we go. It's The Monitors by Keith Laumer. One of America's best-selling science fiction writers. Never heard of him. Is that because I am a complete cretin? Let me know if you've heard of Keith Laumer. Is it Laumer? Mayflower Science Fiction. Never heard of that publisher. Well, look at this. We've got this great big... It could be a torpedo, perhaps. Yeah, it looks like it could be a massive bomb, perhaps, flying towards these people are scarpering. They're all dressed in suits and hats. Interesting. Okay, the spine is this very pleasant blue. It has some marking there, so it's been read. They've all been read, apart from the first one. 25 pence, so similar era. Very early 70s, perhaps. Okay, A Voice from the Sky. Even after the set had been turned off, the TV blared the announcement, "Citizens of Earth, I am Turf Jeterax. It is my pleasure to announce to you that a new government has now taken over the conduct of all public affairs, and thus the US was in the hands of the monitors, the strangely polite yellow-clad beings whose powers were such that they could render everyone helpless without shedding one drop of blood." Who were they? The Russians? An alien race from another planet? From the author of Galactic Odyssey and Wells of the Imperium, both available in Mayflower, a brilliant new novel that is even funnier than Dr. Strangelove. Okay, so we've got a bit of humorous science fiction here. Do you read much humorous science fiction? The only thing that I've read is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's the only thing I've read that's humorous in science fiction. I prefer my science fiction bleak and mind-bending. I do not want to laugh very much at all when reading science fiction. Anyway, okay, so originally 1966, first published in 1966, and this edition's 1968. No, it isn't. It's 1971, so early 70s. Very nice condition, quite large print. Let's have a quick little perusal. I do like the oh, got some pages a bit crinkly here. You see that? Look at this crinkle going on. Perhaps it got wet and was dried out. I might have to sniff that page just to make sure. Maybe I can smell ancient chlorine on it. Who knows? Okay, check out this cover. And I'm going to sniff. I'm going to sniff that crinkle page. Come on. Hell. This one's a bit burny on the throat. Oh. Wood with a little bit of acid on the side. God. It's a beer. Okay. Fear not, it's not over yet. We have a bonus package here with 2 more books. Now these I don't think are classed as vintage at all. So these are recommended to me by, don't look at my address. We've got to blank that one out. So this is from Awesome Books via eBay. These were recommended to me by me old mate Rich from the Retro Engine, which is you can find on YouTube. Does retro gaming, love a passion of mine. And he recommended these books, so I'm going to be reading one of these next. Anyway, let's pop them out. Well, look at this. Okay, let's do, which one? We'll do the first one. We'll do this one first. Spares, this one. I like the cover. Already we've got something here. Look at this. James Finn. Booksellers, established 1848. Buy one, get one for £1. Never heard of that seller before. I might keep that on there because I like that. Very nice condition actually. Got a slight line across here where something blunt has traced its edge. Got various handprints and one that's blue missing a finger. Interesting. Michael Marshall Smith. Yeah, so I was quite pleased that he recommended this because I've never heard of this author. I think more contemporary, perhaps in the 90s, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to read this. Excuse me. Sorry, it's the beer. Okay, so $6.99, so we are right up here, perhaps late 90s here. Okay, Unnatural Selection. Spares, human clones, the ultimate health insurance, an eye for an eye, but some people are doing all the taking. Spares, the story of Jack Randall, burnt out, dropped out, and with a 0 credit rating at the Luck Bank. After 5 years lying low on a spares farm, looking after inmates that can't even spell luck, he is finally faced with a chance at redemption, if he and the spares can run fast enough. Spares, a breathless race through strange, disturbing territories in a world all too close to our own. Spares, it's fiction, but only just. Okay, various endorsements from various magazines. Let's open this book. I would say this has never been read. Look, spine is immaculate. The binding, absolutely perfect. This has never been read. Okay. See when this is published. Well, almost on the money there. Well, yeah, 1996. Well, this is 1998 edition, so late 90s. For Paula who lights up the forest. Again, we've got a kind of nail mark there. We've got a lot of nail marking going on today. Yeah, I don't. This has not been through fingers of any kind. Hello, look at this. Look at this book it's suggesting at the end here. Weave World by Clive Barker. Absolutely love Clive Barker. And that book as well. Neuromancer, another great book. Crash, J.G. Ballard, brilliant. Bloody hell. Never heard of that one. The Cloning of Joanna May. Okay, right. I will scan the cover, but there's not that much to look at. Let's have a sniff at a pristine 1998 book. I mean, it's wood. Definitely wood, but in the background, just a few molecules of vanilla. It's the 90s for you. Okay, let's try the other one. So I chose this one just because it was following the same kind of graphic design as the other edition, other book there. This one's called Only Forward, again by Michael Marshall Smith. Ever wondered where you go to dream? The thriller has just evolved. This one's been read, so we've got a crease right down the middle. Okay, I'll read this one as well if you don't mind. May we introduce you to Stark, and by the way, good luck. Stark is the hero the future is waiting for, God help it. He's smart, alarmingly cool, and has immaculate taste in shirts. He's a troubleshooter in the city, a lawless sprawl of neighbourhoods which covers the country from coast to coast. Each is totally geared to the desires of those who live in it, from can-do corporate types through deranged criminals to people who just don't like loud noises. Stark accepts a job from Zenda Wren, the human face of the action centre, where people who have been doing something all the time hang out. Someone's missing. Zenda needs him found, and soon. In a world where the past and future, reality and dreams meet and have a fist fight, Stark is the only man who can make the difference. Time's running out and there's no going back. Only forward. Okay. Not so sure about that one. Don't know what that's about. Okay, we've got some pencil daubings. This is charity shop fodder, isn't it? Well, it's seen the shelves of a charity shop, I would say. So, £2.49. It's a relatively recent, I would say. And I think that's fic, as in fiction. Science fiction, surely. I would say it is. Okay. Again, 1998. So this would have been on the shelves at the same time as Spares. Acknowledgements. Thanks to Nick the Bastard Royal, without whom I'd never have sold my first story or spent so much time playing pool. Okay. For my family, David, Margaret and Tracy, and in memory of Mr. Cat. It's not a very adventurous name for a cat, is it? Okay, so as you can see from the side there, this book has been slightly more through the mill than the other ones. Got some pages turned over there. And look at this! Look at this, my dears! We've discovered something here. The page has been very brutally turned down. I don't mind that at all. And some of this has been underlined. Look at this. Unless you love them, and then they can burn it down. Okay. I wonder if anything else has been underlined. I wonder why they did that. Okay. See, normally I wouldn't really like, I mean, I don't like putting stuff in writing in books, but when someone else has done it, I find it's quite interesting. I wonder what they were... I'll read the other paragraph that they've penned in. How many times have you tried to talk to someone about something that matters to you, tried to get them to see it in the way you do? And how many of those times have you ended with you feeling bitter, resenting them for making you feel like your pain doesn't have any substance at all? Perhaps this passage chimed with someone in their personal lives and they decided to... Who knows? Okay, there we are. So, here endeth today's book haul. I hope you've enjoyed that. Have you read any of these again? can you speak for any of them? Are any of them worth reading, or are any of them worth tossing right out of the bloody window? Let me know. And I'll be back soon with another book review. Got no more books to show you, so I'm going to have to go get buying, I'd say. Anyway, cheers. And yeah, see you soon. Ooh, lovely.